It's tabletop time.
I'm Lachlan.
I'm Dave.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Jen.
And today we are continuing our journey in the Morrowind story. I guess the one shot that could, mostly because I'm obsessed with it. So we're just doing it regardless of what you want. It's what I want. No, it should be fun. It's a fun little setting. It's a fun world.
Yeah, and we've all recently started getting back into it as well.
I got into it for the first time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been encouraged a swathe of downloads of the game, and I think they're all on sale.
They are currently.
You better right now they're on sale. All the Elder Scrolls games. Oblivion's $5. I'm going to buy it.
I'm going to buy Oblivion and Shivering Isles again.
I already own it somewhere, but it's probably easier for me to spend $4.70 and get the full thing.
I own them on Xbox, so I bought Skyrim again on PC so that I could actually just play it with mods.
It's like the full complete of Oblivion for like $4.70 Australian. So it's very cheap. Yeah. Anyway, tell us, give us an introduction to your characters and a recap of our last session.
Well, I'm Ferdinand. I'm a Breton. Do a bit with the swords, a bit with the illusion magic, a bit with the music. We arrived on the Isle of Vardenfell. I was a bit sick, and I got attacked by crabs. I got kicked out of an Imperial fortress because they're prudes, and I got attacked by a million bugs, and I now may be ill with some sort of disease.
Great. Yeah.
I am Astrid. I'm a Nord shield maiden. I have this cool ice magic that I did not get to use last session, so I'm keen to use that today.
Yes.
Somehow. I'm very perfectly healthy. Sorry. I'm just here for some fun. Yeah.
Cool. I am Azahari, a Khajiit, and we went down to a Dwemer ruin and found some moon sugar as well. Azahari was very happy. That's it. That's all I got. I can't really remember, to be quite honest with you.
Cool.
It's been a week.
So
It's been 2 weeks.
We made it back to Razid.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to look at this screen. This screen is off limits to
I
you.
apologize. You allowed me to look at it last time, so I was
the DM
confused.
screen.
This is the cheeky screen.
I apologize. You allowed me to look at it last time.
I would like Alicia to roll a destiny roll.
Okay.
Because this is set roughly slightly over, I think, 200 years before the events of Skyrim.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd like you to roll
That's this one.
Actually, I think it might even be.
it's like 230 or something like that.
14.
Wasn't Skyrim in like?
Let's re-roll it. That was cocked. It was actually cocked.
Oh, no.
Oh no! Oh dear.
I was actually going to give you, so at the time of Morrowind, and certainly Legendary as the Nordic thing, the voice is a huge part of the Nords, and it's sort of semi-forgotten a little bit by the time of Skyrim, and it's mostly the mouths and stuff that practice it. But it's like Legendary that it's really commonplace, certainly at Morrowind time, that's what they're feared for in their armies. Will siege cities. They don't even need siege weapons. They just have a bunch of them go up and like shout and blow walls in. So I was going to let that roll determine whether or not you knew any words of power.
Okay.
You do not with a 1.
Yes,
so you're in fact sort of the dunce of your tribe when it comes to words of power. You've heard them and you just have no connection to it whatsoever. You can't do it.
Damn.
So maybe it's a little point of shame.
Cool.
Yeah, to be fair, it's pretty gnarly as well. Don't they like cut out tongues and stuff as well? And it's like, because you read about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's super
It's
weird.
reading the books when you care about Elder Scrolls is amazing. Like all the lore you get in there. The one on the ancestral practices of the Dunmer. Yeah. So
Anyway,
Damn.
let's begin. Let's get into our setting. So
I got my cool magic.
in the last session, we left you all, and I'm going to say it's been a day or two of you in this place, sort of laying low after your job.
did we get paid for that?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you
we
got 200 drakes
200 drakes.
each.
Thanks.
We said septums.
Oh, and are
they're
we-
interchangeable, but Morrowind, I've since learnt, predominantly calls them drakes.
Are we Destiny points?
You have whatever you had
Okay.
in the last episode.
Cool. I have
So,
them.
you've spent them all.
I've spent them all, yes.
Well, yeah.
Correct.
You have still spent them all.
Yeah, that's fine.
I
So,
have 3.
it's been roughly 2 days, so all your wounds are healed. Ferdinand has not recovered from any illnesses, but
I just can't seem to shake this cough.
You look sick.
You look a bit pale, yeah.
I feel very sick as well.
so you have all not long awoken from a night of drinking. There's a few bottles laying around the ground. You're underground in Fat Legs Drop Off in the cave system. And you've been tolerated. Despite being outlanders, you're semi-tolerated by what you have since learnt to be Kamonatong agents, which is basically a mafia within Morrowind. And they operate out of this cave as well. And you found that Razid and his smuggling operation isn't directly associated, but they do trade with the Kamonatong. And while the Kamonatong will not deal with outlanders at all or allow them into their ranks, you kind of are being put up with as agents of someone who they will deal with. So, but yeah, there's a group of people in there that come and go that you know not to mess with. They're basically like mafia.
Okay.
But after getting up and stirring and coughing, Razid slides down the ladder that leads upstairs and says, good night last night, was it?
Well, if I could shake this down cough.
Yes, keep that away from me. You look sick.
I think I might need to see someone about that.
It's not contagious, is it?
I hope not.
I just take a few steps.
Razid, you can make a
Ferdinand.
You can make a survival check. Razid made a roll. Challenge level 3. Survival. 2 successes. You have no idea.
Does Razid know of a healer?
The temple, or perhaps the Imperial Shrine, could offer some kind of healing. Maybe find a potion. I am fresh out.
Damn, I was just about to ask.
Where's that? Where's the...
The nearest temple,
Yeah.
you could go north to Gnesis, or to Bamora in the east. Perhaps Vivec. Vivec will have all the services you would need. But your sickness is not my concern.
Fair enough, as long as I don't get killed and get the work done.
I have potential for new work for you. A
More money.
potentially very lucrative contract that will see Razid elevated into new positions, perhaps outside of these caves, if things go well. You see, are you aware of the great houses, Outlanders?
Should I make a general knowledge check?
Yeah, make a general knowledge check. And you're all outlanders. But it's... I'm going to say 2 and 3 will give you different amounts of information. So Ferdinand gets 2 successes, and you can all make this general knowledge check.
3.
3, okay.
Nice.
1.
Okay.
I rolled
So
particularly
Azahari
wrong
knows
dice.
pretty much nothing. You
Lick
just
my
come
fur.
from elsewhere. And Ferdinand, you're aware of the great... You're basically aware that Morrowind is ruled by 5 great houses that are all part of a council. And that's effectively... you know that the predominant landowners are House Redoran, House Lalu, and House Talvani. Astrid is also aware of House Dren and House Indoril. Astrid also knows that you probably have enough to... You know that you are currently in House Lalu territory. House Lalu being the sort of imperial... the most imperial aligned, most mercantile, most accepting of outlanders.
Okay.
You know House Talvani are wizards and eccentric, and House Redoran are known as being more traditional, more warrior-based. House Indoril are temple-aligned and mostly involved in the practices of the tribunal temple, and House Dren are involved in plantations and practices of slavery. So they're actually a lesser house compared to they're still on the council, but they don't hold as much political sway.
Alright.
So he says, "Are you aware of the houses?" To which you say,
Well,
Yes.
yeah, I've heard of there's 3 main ones. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I've read it. Halal?
Lalu, I believe, but
one, the
my
Reverend-
tongue catches done my words poorly.
Yeah, that one, Telvanni and Redoran, and, well, there's varying opinions on slavery and other such practices.
Well, it is House Telvanni that we made 2 deals with. They have a stronghold, a tower, the closest one to us. Tel Branora is its name, on the southern coast. There are some within the Telvanni who become more overt in their dislike of imperial taxes. Razid also has dislike of imperial taxes. This way, we are aligned.
Don't we all?
So, you see, Telvanni have looser belief in things that Lalu may like, law and order, as the Imperials would have it. They are interested in Razid's services, and Razid's boss's services. Smuggling. You see, they would like their magic and their studies to be enhanced with fine Khajiit moon sugar. And their minds opened with skooma. But there is more. They also seek our Dwemer artifacts. There is much we can do for Telvanni if we can convince them we have the skills to do it.
Azahari would like to volunteer.
Good, Azahari. Razid appreciates you.
You're not leaving me out of it.
Well, as it is, Razid's operations are skillful but growing, and Razid must continue to conduct his work here, and his agents are preoccupied with current deals. And I must investigate that Imperial who supposedly was lax in his duties on your previous job. And such, I find my new recruits may be the people who I send. But should you screw this up, let's just say my friends over there,
and he gestures to the Commander Tong.
will have your hands.
Like, off?
Yes, I feel I would pin them to this wall.
And you look across, and there's actually like 2 hands with like iron stakes up on the wall. They're like mostly skeletal by now. And you'd kind of seen a few grizzly trophies around the place, but you hadn't connected the dots. And yeah, he's like, yes,
But I
When you
do-
say if we screw this up, that happens.
right. So if this deal in any way is bungled, then yes,
Even if it's not our fault?
it will be your fault. You understand? It succeeds or you fail.
Oh.
But if we succeed,
Yes, if we succeed.
Oh, the door opens to many opportunities. And
he looks specifically at Azahari.
daily moon sugar would no longer be a concern.
Khajiit does not take a job and fuck it up.
Yes, I would not give you a task I did not feel you could complete.
Hope not.
So, the meeting will be taking place 2 days from now. You must head to Talbranora, but you have plenty of time. I have something for you.
And he lifts up a parcel. It's like wrapped cloth. It looks like a bundle of clothes. And then unfurls part of the parcel. And you see a few purple bottles in it. And he says,
Skooma. An introductory gift for the Talvani wizards.
How many bottles was there? Sorry.
There's 4 bottles in there.
Now, if you wish to ask any questions, now is the time, for Razid is busy.
So, mission is to meet with these Telvanni wizards in 2 days' time and give them this.
You must broker a deal. This is merely an introductory gift. But it should help their disposition.
So we give them this as sort of like, here's a free sample, or is it a paid sample?
It is not paid for. It is a gift.
So it is a gift, so here's your free sample as a gift of well wishes. Now, if you'd like to talk about more and other things...
You broke a deal and show we can smuggle what they need smuggled. And that Razid
Alright.
is one to work with.
All right.
I do not know what they will ask from you, but you will
I think I can
accomplish
handle
what they
that.
ask.
Think I can handle that?
You should have some skooma. Your
Scuba's not good for the throat.
skooma is good for everything.
Maybe for Khajiit. No offense.
This fleshy one is strange with his soft skin and weak lungs.
These Talvani agents, do they have names?
The Talvani you will meet with, yes, they do. Let me find my notes.
And he pulls out some like really crumpled looking
Clearly
kinda
his
like
back pocket or something.
yeah,
Right?
like literally like stuffed in. It's kind of like got food scraps on it.
Wipes off some moon sugar.
And yeah, it's like literally it's an afterthought.
You are meeting with Sinhasa and Sorius. They will be in the tower at Telbranora.
Excellent.
Is that all you wish to ask?
Is Balmora on the way?
You know the way to Telbranora, yes?
No?
Is that where we
General
went
knowledge
last?
check? No.
No?
No?
Yeah, I'll give you a general knowledge check. Probably 4. Challenge level 4.
I can't meet that.
You've literally never been to this
No,
island
I'm
before.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, someone else might.
Ooh, yeah, no, doesn't make it.
I mean, I probably won't, but I'll roll.
3. Oh, close,
close.
close.
Azahari wonders if you have a map.
I do not have a map.
Okay.
Do you know where we can get a map?
No, I am not a cartographer.
I thought you might know one.
Why would Razid know map maker?
Because you can get them to leave things off maps when you're exploring them?
I am not explorer.
No, but you send people to explore stuff.
Razid is confused. You do know your way to Telbranora, yes?
No.
No.
This is our first time on the island. We don't know where everything is.
Ah, I see. I thought you might be smarter. No mind. You wish to know how to get there?
Yes.
Okay. You go to the boat here. Yes, you take boat to Vivec. And from Vivec, you meet with Ano Andaram, and you take boat to Telbranora. If you wish to save coin, you could walk. Head east, back to Seidanin, and then walk from there to Vivec, and then swim.
How much do boats roughly cost?
If I recall, it varies.
You haven't talked to a boatmaster, so you have no
we were on
idea.
a boat to get here.
No, we were.
Yeah, but that was like that's
that
like
was
a
all
different
that
thing.
Oh, okay.
That's
All
like a crossing a sea.
Okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
you don't know what it would cost, and you
Well-
could ask, but yeah,
Is that where the Belmora? Is that where the wizards were? No.
that's
in
slightly confusing
Talbranora.
because there's Balmora and Talbranora. So
Oh, right.
Talbranora is where you're heading.
Okay. But we wanted to get to Belmora
Well, if we
to
go
find
by.
you a cure.
Well, Vivec, he said, would also
that's what I
work
was
because.
thinking.
Can I make a general knowledge check to see what I know about Vivec? Because I know things about Vivec,
Sure.
including the fact that it's a prick to navigate.
Make a general knowledge check. I'll kind of tell you based on what you get. Is that 2 successes? You know Vivec is made up of cantons and it's the main city of the island, but you don't really know much about it.
Well, it's the
You've
main
never been there.
city. There's
It's a big
things
city and-
there.
You've heard this weird, crazy rumor that a god lives there, but that's clearly
Yeah,
craziness.
There's like our god that lives there, but I mean, like, you know, a Jordan not gonna live on Mundus. That's
Perhaps.
just ridiculous.
Perhaps he will take pity on you and cure you of your disease.
Right, we're gonna walk in and have a meeting with a god.
Stranger things have happened.
Not to me.
So is that on the way to this deal?
Yeah,
Check.
I guess. Yes,
It's
he
in the
said if we
same
take a
direction.
boat to Vivec, we can get a boat.
Razid,
Tell Bruno.
Yes, Azari.
how much is boat passage?
You'll have to ask Balini Saravel. A boat called the Harpy. I believe it is the only one on the dock today.
All right.
Alright.
I usually do not travel for coin. Do you wish to know anything else about Talbranora before I leave?
Is there anything we should know? Assume that we know absolutely nothing about it. Is there anything important?
Destiny roll. 11. That's sort of better than mid. Okay, he says,
If you wish to make some extra coin, there is a boat, a ship, the Prelude. It sunk last year. It is west of Talbranora. It belonged to a rival syndicate, but may contain valuables, lost cargo.
Hopefully no slaughterfish.
If you find it, you can keep 50-50 cut of what you find. The rest go to Razid for his generous tip-off.
Yeah, deal.
Good. And one more thing. Stay clear of Kamurahas. It's a cave north of Talbranora on island. There are rivals here. They smuggle skooma, but will kill you if they see you. Unless you kill them first.
So steer clear of that cave.
Yes, it is den of bandits and skooma.
All right. Let's find out how much a boat costs.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Now Razid has important business, yes? Goodbye.
and he directs to the ladder.
Go up.
Climb the ladder.
All right.
See?
Make a perception check, everyone, as you climb the ladder out of here.
I feel like I'm going to turn around and see him snorting a line with the trigger. 2. What was the...
Cool. 4. Wow.
Is there a
Jesus.
challenge though?
No, I'm just going to base it on what you get.
1, 2,
2.
2.
All right. So, Azahari and Ferdinand don't really spot everything, but Astrid, I'm just going to say you're the last one up the ladder. And as you go up, Razid is like, yes, important work to do. And he like scrolls open a little bit of parchment and it's got some order notes on it. But while he does it, he gets this weird Dwemer artifact that you know would be worth like thousands. It's like this weird valved thing that's clearly got some little clear glass vials, and you think it might be part of some kind of complex dwarven machine. You have no idea. But in Skyrim, there are dwarven ruins. So you know, like, you've seen junk that people have tried to peddle in Skyrim, but this is clearly an expensive artifact of some complex mechanistry. And as you climb up the ladder, he just pours skooma into it and lights underneath it and off this pipe of this thing that is clearly not a skooma pipe, and he's just like smoking skooma out of this complex Dwemer contraption thing while he's doing his work, which is barely work. Yeah, you climb out the hatch. Head on out into Halaoad.
Do we exit to the shop or will we exit outside?
You exit into the shop.
Is the shopkeeper there?
He's not currently.
Is the
Braces.
Brace is still there?
Why do I remember that?
Yes.
Okay.
But you know that he knows that you want them as well.
But he's not there, right?
Not currently. He's stepped out for a minute.
So he's-
Oh, yeah. I'm going to give you that generally. I know you really want those braces. You could buy them. The problem is you also know that like he's in on the whole thing, and like stealing from him would be akin to if you got caught, it would be like
Okay.
pissing off the Kamonatong.
That's fine. I'm gonna pick them up and put them on the desk and wait for him to come back. I'm not gonna steal
They're
them.
just bone mold braces, right? And I said there are 150 drakes.
Yeah. I'll wait
Yeah,
till him
okay,
to get
cool.
back.
It's one bone mold bracer for 150 drakes.
One.
Yeah.
So to
That's
get
right, 'cause
two
you don't
is.
buy
300.
things in pairs.
Yeah, you
you gotta
buy-
buy like
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Which is
yeah.
great 'cause you have the most weird mismatched
He's
gear.
got two, right? Like there's a
Yeah.
left and a right.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Sorry, my Google Docs just auto signed me out
that's
for
rude.
mid-session.
I'm just gonna walk out the front door and just head to the boat while you do that,
Yeah, sure. That's cool.
coughing my lungs out along the way.
Are these light armor? Or are they?
Medium armor,
Okay.
bone mold braces.
Okay.
All right, so I'm finding the dude's name because, okay, Trust Steve. Trust Steve is actually outside. He's coming back from another location. He's got like a little sack of food that he's bought, like some fish and stuff. So you're just waiting in the
I'll
store.
wait while these. If
So I
You
walk
guys.
out.
Cool. You walk out and see Trust Steve heading back into the shop. He's probably like 30 seconds away. It's a small town.
I just give him a nod and
Cool.
walk past. Probably see a hello. I kept thinking they were like just pronounced halal.
There is one Lalu guard
Yeah.
in the town
Just see him
in
go-
bone mold.
just- I just know it's a guard. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is. Just dressed funny.
He
Just-
looks at you, and you've been here for 2 days. Have you been staying pretty much entirely in the cave, or have you been
I've
wandering
probably
around?
been staying entirely in the cave.
Yeah, yeah. He looks at you. You look sick, Outlander.
Well, I'm gonna try and get to Vivec and get hit.
Stay away from me. I don't want to catch the blight.
I don't think it's a blight. I think I just swallowed a
As
mosquito.
he says that, his hand like clasps the hilt of his sword,
like
like
take,
very threatening.
I take 2 steps left and go like, I just swallowed a mosquito.
He just glares at you, he's got a flaming torch. He's got a flaming torch in the middle of the day for the precise reason. I'll give you a little bit of flavor. It is packed. His torch has actually got like flame coming out of it, but it's also got like wisps of
Citronella.
green looking wisps just catching in the fire. And there's weird local bugs and fauna like packed into the fuel for the torch. And there's this smoke coming out of it that, yeah, it's a bug repellent because they're in the bitter coast and the guard is holding this torch. But yeah, it's pretty much because the flame is producing a smoke that repels bugs. And
I just do this and I just keep walking. Just give him a wide ass berth as I walk down on the dock.
cool.
What's up his ass?
And then by then, Trust Steve walks into the shop. Have you been mostly staying in the den, or have you been wandering around?
no, I'll stay in the. I'll be polite and wait for him to come back. Not steal anything.
Okay, he comes back in. But have you in the last 2 days? Have you been up and
Oh,
about?
I would have just stayed with
You've just been underground.
Razid, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Sure.
hanging out.
What about you, Astrid?
Well, I'm still going up the ladder. I'm a bit far behind, but
But over the past 2 days.
Yeah, in the past
Oh, for
2
the past 2
days,
days,
have you
oh.
mostly stayed underground, or would you have been wandering around and fraternizing with the people of the town? And
yeah, I'd like to think I've sort of gone out. And,
okay, cool. So you're
to-
you're now relatively known in the town.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get you to make I'm going to say a persuasion check. And this is just a generally like a check of how your disposition has been taken on as an outlander with these people. So I'm just going to base it off successes. You get 2 successes out of 3. Not amazing, but you know, people are aware of you and they're not overtly hostile. They know that you associate with Razid and you are staying at Phalanx Drop-Off. So even though they may not like you, they at the very least aren't going to antagonize you specifically because you're a big, strong Nord, but also because they know that you might be working with the Kamonatong, which is pretty cool. So, Azahari.
Good evening.
Oh, hello. You. What can I do for you?
I wish to barter. And I push the bracelets forward.
All right. You've got drakes then.
Make a persuasion check. This is just like Morrowind. We're going with our disposition.
I have no destiny points. I know it's going to suck.
That's 2. That's
2
not bad.
successes.
That's
Again,
really
it's pretty average. But he kind of looks at you and he says, is it just the one brace? There are 2 braces, but Have you just picked up one?
No, I picked up both. I want both.
Okay.
Also, I made money last time as well. Do you remember how much I made?
You each got
200
paid
drakes.
200
But I
drakes.
also made extra.
Yeah, because
I
You got
stole
all
some.
of my money.
Yes.
Is that all you stole? Yeah, but it was only
don't
like,
think you
it
had
was like
much money.
20, it was like 20 drakes or
It was
something.
less than
Counts.
that.
Yeah.
I have it written down.
You happy for me 20?
Yeah.
So 220?
Should have written
no,
it down.
It was 7. I had 7 septum or
But then I
7.
also-
No, you,
I
you
stole
stole
from
like
the
22. It was something like
guards, yeah.
20 something from the guys who had been robbing people.
Yeah,
Alright,
and then
let's-
I got my like 7 back. Oh, I got my 10
I'm just
back.
gonna, it can just
then
be
I-
20.
20,
It's fine.
cool,
It's not. He looks at you and he says, both braces. That will be for you 340 drakes.
Is there a price tag on it?
No,
Okay.
it's all bartering here. You can make a general knowledge check, I guess. You don't have any specific trade related skills, do you? No. Yeah. You can make a general
can
knowledge check to
steal them.
gauge out the value of them.
weren't they like 150 each?
2 successes. It's ballpark what you think they might be worth. And yes, technically they're like midline price is 150 each.
Right.
Obviously based off disposition, how much people like you, the price is
Your
going to do that.
mercantile skill.
How much margin they want to make off you, how well you did on your persuasion check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Azahari can give you 220 drakes.
Well, Trasteve can give you 1 bracer then. $170 alone.
Is it weird to wear one bracer?
Depends how much money you
It's
got.
not going to confer any armor advantage on you
To wear one.
to wear one. I will say that if you get a pair, even then we're pushing to even get 1 point of armor from a pair of braces out of your whole body.
I'm in Morrowind versus this.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And armor's expensive in this world.
That's fine.
it's better to kill a bandit and get it that way.
Azahari will take her business elsewhere.
I'm sure I'll see you when you get back from your job, Azahari. Razid mentioned something about work.
He mentioned something about big pay too.
Do you accept a loan or an IOU?
No, especially not from people who are liable to get themselves killed or scurry off into a skooma den somewhere and never return. Your kind often have debts, Khajiit.
Your kind. Well, I'll just leave it at that.
Probably for the best. Says
And
the
I-
large red guard man.
I kind of push the
Veiled
braces.
racism.
Yeah.
I push the braces more towards him as like, I don't want them anymore. You can have them back. And I'll walk out the door.
Cool. All
I'd
right.
like to say, do I get a penalty on persuasion due to the fact that I'm like all the time? I feel like it's
You're role playing a penalty on persuasion, but mechanically I'm not going to give it to you because
All right.
you know it's more of a disposition thing. Actually, you know what? You're right. You have neg 1 persuasion.
you.
Congratulations.
it's only 5
You look
dice now.
sick, and people don't like it. So you're all outside now. By the time you all gather, catch
I
up together.
have reached the boat.
Cool. You reach the boat, and you reach that lady that I mentioned that runs the boat,
I'm doing that thing where-
Balini Salavel.
I'm doing that thing where you like awkwardly like try to swallow your cough like. Hello. How much for a boat to a trip for 3 to Vivec?
If you sit right up there on the bow, as far away from me as possible,
I can do that
20 drakes
for 3. That's pretty good.
for each of you. I have no plans on going to Vivec. It would be a chartered trip.
Do you know how much it is from Vivec to Tel Venora?
I'd say similar. It's a similar journey distance.
All right. Do you know how much it is to get cured of something like this?
Well, I've never needed to be, so no.
Well, that would leave me with.
We'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take the.
I'll come
Can
scream
I
for
make
it.
a persuasion check to? Well, how about seeing as there's 3 of us, 18 each?
Make a persuasion check.
Perception or persuasion?
Persuasion.
2.
Whoa.
They're a very shrewd smuggling boat person. And she looks at you and says, how about you pay me 20 each? And I look the other way if a guard asks what illegal goods you're trafficking.
I pay her the 20.
I pay her the 20.
You know the deal, smugglers.
Well, I mean, I'm new to this.
Well, we don't fuck with the harpy.
And she pats the side of her boat and she says, I don't
There are
know.
harpies in Breton territory, aren't there?
There's a creature.
Called harpy. I think it's in
I-
Breton territory.
Don't know. If there is, sure.
I'll just say
Is
that
there-
because it makes sense. 'Cause I
Is there a
remember.
boat called the Cliff Racer?
Probably. I think
I hope
I
there is.
actually think there is. I have vague memories of something being called the Cliff Racer that
love
isn't a
that.
Cliff Racer.
That's-
Anyway,
anyway.
So she says,
You definitely
I-
don't fuck with harpies.
I don't operate a flathead because I'm stupid. So, shall we head off?
and after
I
about
sit where I was told as far away as possible.
After about 40 minutes of setting stuff up, you see a couple of people from the Kimona Tong come on board and drop off like a package, and she does some shady deals, and that gets put away.
I completely ignore it like a good.
And
Can I ask her, while we're traveling, can I ask her a question?
well,
Oh, sorry.
while
sorry.
you're traveling, sure. So after about 40 minutes, the boat sets off, and I'm going to say it's 10 in the morning, and you are now at sea. You'll be at sea or going around the coast for 5 hours.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long journey. What would you like to talk about?
We are to meet with people from House Talvani. We are to bring them gifts. Do you have any suggestions?
She can make a perception check. She's a shipmaster. Perception's probably one of her best skills. She does awfully.
What?
She is very good at looking the other way. So she doesn't notice the package under your arm, and she says,
Oh,
I do. Talvani, they like things related to magic, I'd say.
scrolls? Books.
They prefer
Stuffy
to make
hats.
Sure, I'm not an expert. I don't usually deal with them. You already got a gift for them. It's the 4 bottles of
I was
skooma.
going to give him something more.
Okay.
'cause of
Yeah, she does.
incentive.
She doesn't really deal with the Talfani.
Okay.
And you watch the boat as it sails past. You go past Sadanine and then turn around Ebenhart, the imperial bastion, a big city, a big fortress that's been built near Vivec. And then as you pull in and around the coast into the bay, you see the cantons of Vivec, these huge native Dunmer structures that are built. They're like these freestanding, almost tessellated pyramids that float in the water with bridges between them and little gondolas like Florence being pushed between them and little streams of water coming out of some of them and huge temple. And there's a massive floating rock above the city in the sky.
How do they do that?
And yeah, you pull around and you see there's a little wharf area with some ferries and like piers, that's what they're called. But Bellini Salavel pulls into the shore a couple of 100 meters away and off sort of to the west of Vivec and pulls her boat in, doesn't stop at the official docks and says,
Our journey ends here.
Right.
Good
So,
luck in Vivec.
Do we see a way from where we are to there that does
You
not
can just-
require swimming?
you can just walk around the coast and go in through a bridge.
Right.
She's just clearly avoided the actual docks.
All right. Thanks.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
And you step out. And you're in Vivec, so there's no wild creatures nearby. You're sort of in between Vivec and Ebenhart, but yeah, you
We
can.
probably arrive at the foreign quarter first.
From where you are, you can actually see there's 2 cantons you can enter onto. There's a smaller one and a larger one. You don't know which is which because you don't know that much about Vivec.
I will go onto the larger one because I assume it will have more things to do.
All right, so you head around the coast a little bit towards the northern part of the city. You can see a silt strider standing at a thing and a boat at a port. And you head I guess there's a bridge. You have to cross a couple of bridges to get there, little like wood bridges. Head around from the north. You pass an entrance to what looks like a mine. There's a couple of Kwama wandering around, and you get the picture from the previous one that you visited that it's probably an egg mine.
Yeah.
You pass the Silt Strider, and then there is a large bridge leading towards this massive canton. There's like banners hanging down, tapestries. It's really cool.
Do I
love
recognize
it.
any symbol on the tapestries?
Do you read Dunmer? Probably not.
I might. I do. I am a traveling adventurer person.
Generally.
Let's say general knowledge. If you get high enough, you can read Dunmer runes and things like that.
1, 2.
Yeah.
Rolling a lot of 2s.
It's probably... I don't actually know what the language situation is, so I'm going to say that if you can't read the traditional symbols, it's the foreign quarter, so there's definitely a language you can read in Cyrodiilian written on one of the banners. And it says foreign quarter. Welcome to Vivec.
All right, I look for the nearest person on the canton.
Cool. You walk across the bridge, and the first person you see is a figure in elaborate, intricately carved with little runic etchings, bone mold armor. The pauldrons come up, and there's like blue robe elements hanging down. They have a golden face mask completely obscuring them and a crest upon their head. They stand with a shield on their arms sort of in a fairly put offish look. And there is a mace hanging from their waist.
I like this. Hello, do you know where I can go to receive healing for diseases?
More Outlanders. The temple can cure you, unless you have the blight.
Don't think so. I'm pretty sure I just swallowed a mosquito or something.
Head through the cantons to the temple. Make no trouble while you're here in Vivec.
Of course. Which one's the temple? I'm new.
It is the last. Although there is
He's not going to spruik the Imperial Shrine. He says,
the true temple is the last canton to the south before the Palace of Vivec.
Oh, this place has got a palace. That's pretty cool.
Praise the tribunal, Outlanders.
Yes.
I don't even know if I know the tribunal.
you know that the Tribunal is the religion of Morrowind.
Yes, the tribunal.
Cool.
Do my best
Do you
not
two
to
do
say
anything? or
I
say
don't want to
anything?
make myself known to this person, though.
Yeah.
Then I will march blindly forward towards what I assume is the temple.
Are you being discreet with your package?
Yeah, 100%.
Make a stealth check or a sleight of hand, your choice.
Really should have put it in a bag.
It's 4 successes. What was that check?
Either or
7. Nice. 5 successes. And the figure, who you don't know who or what they are, but they look very imposing. And their mace is intricately wrought, and you all have seen, it's made of ebony, which is one of the most valuable
Oh, damn.
things in pretty much the whole empire.
I stare at it.
So it's like wroughtly crafted, like dark black
Don't
with
you
gold like filigree and stuff. The mask flits across you all, and you just get that feeling of someone who is scrutinizing everything about you with a practiced eye.
It's a normal day.
And his eyes lock. Who's holding the package? I guess
Me.
it must be Azahari. His eyes lock on you, and you can't tell because he's wearing a mask.
Beams
But the
turned
mask
to
kind
me.
of points out the package, and then there's a.
We'll keep our eye on you, Outlanders.
And then he just kind of goes back to looking forward to greet anyone who comes into the city.
Great.
Yeah. Well, if they were Dunmer, he'd probably greet them more politely.
Azahari doesn't like Shiny Man, but she likes his mace.
Well, thank you for allowing us, at least temporarily, into your city and lands.
You are allowed to visit the whole of the city.
I meant Vardenfell and Morrowind specifically.
Right.
But, you know, thank you.
Time was. Blessed time was when you couldn't. Try to stick to the foreign quarter. It's fit for you.
But will, and then I'll just go to the temple briefly and maybe I'll learn a bit. Learn some respect for you all.
He just looks forward. He seems like he clearly is like, why won't these people leave
He's
me
stationed
alone?
there.
Like he's
Okay.
a guard, so he has to be stationed there.
Okay.
I'll start leaving.
Okay. All right. So you guys head into the foreign quarter, and
And I am notoriously terrible with my sense of direction.
I'm going
and
to-
this is Vivec, which
I'm
is
going
even
to
worse.
get you to roll a survival check immediately, all of you,
Okay.
just for navigating this place because it is a maze.
I know, like, it took me like 20 minutes to figure out how to get out of the foreign quarter when I arrived the
It's
first time.
it's
So
the
I
most confusing place in the
mage-guilded,
world.
Okay.
And then I'm like, it took me 20 minutes, and I looked up, how do I get out of the foreign quarter? And like, people didn't know. They just said, jump. But then I
Three.
found the pathway down.
I think I was pretty good at
Yeah, that
All
seems
right.
about right.
Astrid is pretty good at. This is an incredibly confusing place. What is steering you is a good sense of direction.
Yeah.
So while you might get lost, you can navigate your way back. You're really good at naturally re-grounding yourself. Whereas some people would kind of just go around in circles and get completely lost.
Yeah.
You will make a mistake, but with Astrid's help, you won't remake the same mistake.
Yeah.
So where would you like to go as you stand in the lower wasteworks of the foreign quarter, or outside the lower wasteworks?
Like to head towards the temple, which
It was south, was it?
Yeah, it's
Southernmost.
below the floating rock, which I don't know because the guard didn't tell me. Just look for the
Yeah.
floating rock. It's a pretty good landmark.
He said it was near the palace, wasn't it? He
Yeah,
said before
which-
the palace.
Yeah.
So maybe we go towards the palace.
Cool. You head south. There is thankfully only one bridge from the foreign quarter. You head onto another canton, which the signs say is the Redoran canton. You navigate, continue south. Thankfully, not entering any of the actual cantons. It's not like overly difficult to just keep heading south.
It's quite a nice, helpful border. Imagine if you had to go through.
You also, as you pass a imperial woman who has sort of like a large sun hat on, tries to hail you down as you walk past. You're on the Redoran canton.
I will walk over because I am terribly distractible.
Can I ask, do the people here look quite wealthy or quite well off?
It's a big mix.
Okay. Does this particular person look quite wealthy?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Okay, cool.
And there's a little makeshift wooden platform that heads down off to the side, and she's like, "Greetings, travelers! Travelers! Hello! Welcome!
Hello?
Welcome to Vivec, the great city of the gods."
The city of the gods.
Yes.
Okay. If you say so.
Can I interest you in taking you to any of the cantons in particular? I run, and she gestures off the edge. I run a gondola,
No,
and for a small fee, I'll.
How much?
And as Ahari heads off,
No.
3 drakes.
For 3 of us.
For the 3, I could do 6.
Now, could you take us to the temple?
Of course.
Where's the temple?
It's the southern canton, before the Palace of Vivec.
She point directly to the canton.
She just waves her hand behind her roughly.
Damn.
Is it?
It's a
walking
great-
distance though. Like we can.
Oh, you can walk there, but she's like, it's a beautiful tour taking the canals. I can tell you some of the things about the great city of Vivec.
I'm sorry, but we're on a bit of a small bit of a time crunch. Otherwise,
I
I would happily.
I split off from you guys. And I just go and try to find myself.
You can see her wandering off. So if you reject this lady and chase after, you'll
Yeah,
catch up to
I-
Azahari, unless
But
you
you're more than
deliberately try and run
welcome
away.
to.
No, because I am actually keeping track of the time. 48 hours. We took a 5-hour journey. Probably about 42 hours.
Cool.
Yeah, because we had 2 days.
So you start to turn to leave. She's like, I'm a fantastic tour guide, better than any of the other gondoliers.
I believe you, but we don't have time for a tour. Maybe on our way back through. I'm sorry.
Fine.
I appreciate the offer.
Make a perception check.
Oh, I have things in there. 1,
Two
2. I
successes.
keep rolling 2.
You can tell her coin purse is light, and she's clearly poor and trying to spruik up work.
I'm also poor.
And from what you've noted, probably not comparatively, probably the only non-Dunmer gondolier operator that you've seen. You've seen one or two before, but they didn't at all approach you for business.
What race is she?
Imperial.
Imperial.
I'm Britain.
Cool.
I don't give a shit.
You're an outlander.
I'm pretty confident in my own ability to navigate. So I'm like,
Okay.
I'm a soft
Yeah.
heart. I'll flicker 2 gold as I turn around, just like over the shoulder. Because I'm.
She takes it and she says, well, for 2 for yourself, I'm happy to take you.
Just consider it a incentive for me to return for future business.
And she takes the coin and she says, I have to ask, sir, what did I do?
Yes?
She doesn't even flinch at you being sick. She's clearly like used to being around sick people. Probably because she's a pauper. But she's like, was the sales pitch too strong? What did I do wrong?
Well, it was a little too strong, and honestly, the main thing is that we have somewhere to be.
Well, it's faster to take the... Never mind. All right.
It's because you said it was a little bit enthusiastic, and it was trying a little too hard.
Okay, thank you. And she sort of quietly accepts that. By now, Azahari is out of sight.
I wish you the best of luck.
Cool. And you turn around. Astrid, I'm assuming you were sort of waiting for Ferdinand.
yeah.
No,
was
we just completely split
I'm a
the
bit
path.
impatient. I'm like, oh, God, this.
Yeah.
Do you want me to like roll?
Sorry. I like
If I've
people.
got
What are you
Moss?
trying to do?
I'm just trying to find a way around.
Are you heading Are you still trying to head to the temple?
Yeah, generally.
Make a survival check.
I like people. They just don't tend to like me.
We don't have time for Fred knows.
So 2.
Yeah.
If
You,
anything or anyone catches my eye, I will detour.
you are on St. Dallen's Canton, and what catches your eye is the amount of poor people that are here. This seems to be a place for paupers and people who are basically being charitably housed by the temple. But you effectively navigate past. Nothing immediately catches you on this particular canton. And then to the south, you see the floating rock hovering above what is pretty obviously a cathedral on the canton to the south. And you can get there pretty swiftly.
Yeah, I'll head that way.
Cool.
I'm trying to catch up. Sorry.
If you're just ambling around, they're going to catch you.
That's fine.
They're heading straight there.
That's fine.
Cool.
I have to stop to take a couple of breathers because, my endurance is garbage at the moment.
Now, you've seen a couple of them
Do you need
as
me
you...
to carry you?
I'm going to do a destiny roll for pride.
6.
No, I'm fine. Just give me
Hurry
a
up then.
Make an endurance check. About this point, you drop to the ground, hacking and just covered in cold sweat, like you're feverish and you got really dizzy all of a sudden. As soon as you got your heart rate up and started like moving with
I'll
haste,
be fine. I just gotta wait.
Nord, perhaps you should
the-
carry
Can
him.
I roll my eyes and try and pick
Thing-
him up?
Make-
Stop
make an
being
athletics
the
check.
other thing.
Athletics.
Astrid is attempting to pick up Ferdinand.
2.
You struggle more than you think you would, but you do manage to lift him up against some protest.
Hey. Protest quickly smothered by a bout of hacking and coughing.
Hey. You look, one of those another guard with the golden mask is looking at you and he's like, no horseplay in the temple. Pay respect.
Have we reached the temple?
You're right near the bridge to head from St. Dallen to the temple.
I apologize. I am quite ill and seek aid from the tribunals, gods, and...
Perhaps if your city was easier to navigate, we wouldn't have this problem.
If you'd stayed around...
Watch your tongue, Outlander.
Agreed. That was quite
Steer
rude.
clear of citizens. You're clearly sick. The temple's that way.
Thank you.
Walk straight past him.
You hear some muttering as you head past. It's like,
These Outlanders and their fast tongues.
and there's more grumbling.
But I also... You really need to do more work on not burning proverbial bridges.
And
with
you need
people.
to stop being so sick.
Why do you think we're... If I wasn't so sick, I'd have...
All you fleshy beings have no immune system, apparently.
Quit bickering, you two. No, just sort of.
I don't know, the Red Guards seem pretty healthy.
As you're heading to the front of the temple, a character wanders forward and you see a Nord
That's unusual.
in robes.
That's even more unusual.
A male.
Just in general.
Ah,
Oh, thank God, another Nord. Oh,
people in need of help from the great temple. Come, my children, follow me.
I make like I'm walking because I forget that I'm being carried and then wonder why I'm not going anywhere.
picking you up by the collar.
So you
I have grown...
you're led up and into a temple, and he says, "I am Ralpha Wolfchild. Pleased to meet you. What are your names?"
Hello, Ralpha, was it?
Ralpha.
Ralpha. I'm Astrid.
Astrid. It is good to see one of the isle to the north.
And the same back to you. It's good to see another Nord.
Azahari.
Azahari. And you...
Ferdinand just replies with just his name, but muffled by like a bunch of coughs, so it just sounds like he just coughs in reply.
Do not worry, my child. The grace of Vivec will find you as it has found me. And you note that his method of speaking and everything, there's a Nordic twang to it, but he's clearly had a different upbringing or educational upbringing to being like a Nord.
Yeah.
Can I
The city's going to heal me.
make a perception check? I
Yeah.
want to look out for, again, anything that looks rare, valuable,
Sure.
No, I wanna
Go
take
for
it.
From this guy.
just in the room in general, and as we're moving forward.
Make a perception check.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, you notice a few rare and valuable things. Most of them are on the golden-faced guards that are literally everywhere in this temple. But you do see an offering. There's a few. As you enter the temple proper, there's a whole bunch of shrines to the gods, and there are offerings. And there's a few offerings of things that you know to be valuable and rare. You don't know exactly what they're for, but you recognize that people have left sort of remnants of that you've heard them as called like fire salts and frost salts.
Yep.
But you just know that they're valuable to mages, but you don't know what the hell they're for or where they come from.
Fantastic. I want to not pay any attention to this conversation. I want to keep my eye on those guards, and the second I feel like that they're not going to see, I want to sneak in and take them with sleight of hand. But as we go forward.
Okay. Make a stealth check to be sneaky. Challenge level 4.
I don't feel confident. We've been rolling us. One.
All right, so Azahari kind of slinks away, and tries to make herself discreet. Meanwhile, you are headed to the shrines.
Yeah, and I'm confused about why I'm being healed by the city and why this person appears to pray to the city of Vivec, because I am an ignorant outlander.
Perhaps you should make an offering, and then you will see.
What should I offer?
The gods take charity, and they take your offering as a sign of goodwill. And any who show their heart willing to be cured by the temple will receive such graces. 35 drakes, and then the healing will be yours.
I think you're starting to make him sick.
And there's a bowl in front of the...
The Imperial method. Fish out 35 drinks and just dump it in there.
And you're not sure from where or why, but there is a... Whoa, and like some sparkles of magic, and you are cured of your disease.
Yay!
Oh, wow.
Thank God.
That was much better. Thank you. Where's the cat?
Now, what are you doing?
God damn it.
Oh, she's got the parcel.
I'm going to try to slide a hand and take
Okay, make a sleight of hand.
Yep. Oop. 1, 2, 3, 3.
3 successes. As you say, where is the cat? You see Azahari like looking like to the right and left and leaning in, and a hand going into this bowl. Actually, you guys need to make a perception check to see that. Azahari's putting sleight of hand. You've seen Azahari, but you don't see the sleight of hand motion. 2, the same thing. What you do see, evidently, is the golden masked person who is standing directly behind and completely sort of lording over. And as your hand touches the bowl of salts, as discreetly as you think you can be, you hear this, Khajiit. What do you do?
I'll stand up.
Do you stand up holding the frost salts?
Sure. I don't know what they are.
You turn. You see a golden face mask, but a more female frame.
I'd like to look for a way out.
You appear to be holding an offering to the temple and the tribunal.
Ah. I thought it was kitty litter. I chuck it back down.
I suggest the gods would want an offering in kind for your indiscretion.
I'll pull out 1 drake and put it in the thing and stare at it.
Destiny roll.
Perhaps, if you're as poor as that, you can serve your time in jail.
And she pulls her mace off her hip.
Okay.
I run up and I'm like, oh, we were just leaving. And I sort of try and sort of.
Make a persuasion check.
Dear. Okay.
All failure.
Do I get a vibe
So
of
what do? You run up with a complete failure. What's Astrid's? How does that happen?
I try and run up to Azahari and I try and like shove her towards the door. Like, we were just leaving.
She
Don't
turns
mind us.
to you.
This is now a matter of the law, Nord. Stay out of it. And you, what is your name?
Razid.
Make a deception check.
I don't think I can beat her. 2.
Nope.
I smile at her with my teeth.
Your tongue is not as fast as you think it is, Khajiit. Your deception is paltry in the eyes of the tribunal.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out 20 drakes,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna throw them at her feet. Make it 10 actually, because she'll probably be insulted by that. Maybe 10.
10 and throw them at her feet. Does that? This is Destiny roll 4.
Does that fix the problem?
She looks at you and says,
You bold-facedly assault the temple in this sacred place.
and then she roughly grabs you with her free hand. And I'm going to get you to make a.
Ferdinand is just staring on in horror.
Well, you can. What are you going to do? How do you react to her? She reaches out at you.
Yeah, I'm pretty used to getting grabbed and thrown and stuff.
Yep.
I'll let her grab me. There's no way I could do anything to her anyway, so she grabs me.
She pulls you in by the scruff, and then at this point you see that there's a whole bunch of people in the temple are starting to like look around the priest and all that.
I will say, is this how you treat all of your guests?
You are not a guest, Outlander. You are privileged to walk in these halls. And you spit on our traditions with your dishonor to this place.
And there's mutterings amongst the acolytes in the temple. you hear like the two of you hear mutterings, and they're not mutterings of like this person is doing the wrong thing. They're mutterings of like, we should never have opened the rest of Vivec to outlanders, and like that kind of thing. And she says, she looks around and says, but the grace of Vivec is one of forgiveness. So if you can show some humility and prepare your offering with respect, I will allow you to leave with your life.
Okay. Just let me go.
And she lets you go and takes one step back.
Okay. I'll pick up the coins, but I want to pick them up super slowly.
Yep.
And put one into my hand and then like look back at her and be like, you watching what I'm doing right now as I put the coins in. Right? Not trying to be sassy, but
You
trying
are
to be...
being sassy though. Okay.
I would
so
like to make eye contact of just pleading. Just like, stop.
Yeah, but taking my time. Like I'm not being rushed
I
to do
love
this.
Azahari, but you are making so much trouble for yourself. It's great. It's
fine.
Are you deliberately being sassy?
I'm deliberately taking my time.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm putting them on and kind of being like, pick up another one, okay,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then is there the
There's a bowl in front
bowl?
of one of the
Yeah,
shrines.
I'll slowly walk over with my coins and then just like dump them in.
Mm-hmm.
Still stare a complete mask contact with her, drop them in, and then turn back to her and say, is that better?
I'm going to destiny roll.
What
7.
the heck?
That's fine.
Fine, right.
I've put all my points into like.
And then that was
sleight of
actually
hand
just
and
me. That
stuff.
was me doing a randomization. It wasn't a proper destiny roll. And now I'm going to actually do a destiny roll. A 19.
Oh, well. Aren't you like...
Finally. Azahari's not lucky. She needs a bloody spell or something put on her.
And
Your
you
luck's
don't
not
know
so
this,
bad.
but you stand in front of the shrine of St. Lolthus.
Okay.
And there's a whoosh of magical energy that like flows across you, and you
What the fuck?
you have for the next hour.
Please
You have,
stealth us
you
like
have you have +1 endurance, as you have the Rock of Lolthus enhancement from praying at this
What did I
shrine.
throw my shrine into? Was it just a
It was
generic...
well, you got the cure common disease effect rather than the generic effect.
Is that how it works in Morrowind? I don't know. I've never
You
had
pick
to-
an effect. It's like a list comes up, and there's a specific effect based on
As I
each
said, I'm
thing.
playing a red guard at the moment, so I just haven't gotten diseases.
Yeah.
And when I have, it's just, like, chuck a potion.
Interesting.
So
Does she say or do
she
anything?
just stands. She doesn't react,
I walk out of there.
and she lets you walk out of there. And as you take your last step, the two of you follow.
Yes.
No, I'm still hanging back, still where I got cured, just staring on this, just like...
As you take your last steps out, she says,
Watch your steps closely, Outlander. We'll always watch you.
That must be hard to do with the mask on, and I just kind of
wait
get
for
out of
her
the
to
door.
leave so that I'm not associated with the cat.
as you sass this person with a witty retort one more time.
Can I interject?
Destiny roll. Oof, she is professional and holds her
Had to
cool.
work. Come on.
I'm gonna wait until
I rush
Astrid
Azahari
and
out before
Azahari
she
leave.
says something else.
and I'm just gonna wait and then walk past like I had nothing to do with that.
All eyes are on you. All eyes in the whole building are on all of you. And when they leave, they're all eyes are fixed on you. The 3 outlanders that came into the building together, they know you're associated.
I stop, I turn around and go, I apologize greatly for my companions' utter disregard and disrespect to all of you and to your religion. I'm sorry. Then I leave.
Cool. Astrid. I want to hear from Astrid. What's you doing? You get outside. You leave the Nord behind, and you're for a minute you're alone with Azahari and leaving out on the steps, while Ferdinand profusely apologizes to some priests.
That's quite ironic because last session you were the one who were offending the.
I offended the Imperials and I'm apologizing to the locals.
God damn, there's no religion left unscathed by you two. Okay, so
Okay.
Astrid.
Okay.
See, I like people just don't like me.
Okay. So now that Ferdinand is cured, I say we go to the boat docks and go to the next place. to drop off that parcel.
Azahari agrees.
And then when I catch up, I go,
I hate this place.
you really need to learn, no offense, to keep your mouth shut.
You do not know of what you talk.
No, I do.
No,
you were
you
like this
don't.
far away from being killed.
Do you wish to anger me? And I pull out my claws. I imagine there's a guard outside as well, isn't there? Oh yeah, there's a guard outside.
Like two ordinators turn and look at you.
With this,
You're in the high fane, and now you're having a loud argument. Please continue having the loud argument. I love it.
I'm gonna flashback, put my claws out, and having happened what just happened, I have. And do I notice them? The ordinators.
Make a perception check. Challenge level 2. You'd have to be pretty focused on being angry to not notice them. You do notice them.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna sort of reserve myself a bit. And
you were like this close to getting yourself killed.
Watch where you step.
Why are you getting angry at me? I'm just saying you were like this close to getting yourself
And
killed.
you're this close to getting in the water.
I stand in
I
between
can
them.
swim.
Okay.
With
And I put my
cats
shield in
that like
between
water.
them.
Astrid just stepped in front of you and threw your shield in front.
We've got a job to do. We do not have time for this.
Fine. I will do the talking when we get there.
Just don't get sick again.
You hear padding of feet walking across the ground towards you.
I look over.
And you see the familiar reptilian face of an Argonian in pauper's clothes.
Hello?
Hello?
By familiar.
Just because you've seen Argonians before and you've
Okay,
heard
we
the
don't
sound
know
of their
this- we
footsteps.
don't know
Because they
this
don't wear
particular
shoes,
guy.
so that
Can
like
I-
padding of their feet on like paved ground is quite a normal sound.
Yeah.
Help you?
You sound like you're having some kind of argument.
We were just leaving.
It's resolved for the time being.
Butts Headin wants to speak to you.
Who?
Me, Butts Headin.
Oh. Yeah, no, that's fitting.
Your Outlanders like Butts Headin.
I'm sorry, that is too cute.
No, the worst part is that all that I can picture in my head is Jar Jar Binks.
I imagine you're the little...
I know, but there's like the
cute.
countenance is just like, Misa thinks you sir is having a problem. Yeah.
Butts Headin lost tooth from Ordinator. You do not want to do that. Come, follow.
Yeah, right, I'll follow.
And
Right.
when Butts Head in smiles, there's like a tooth here that's just missing.
You have such an appropriate name, Butts Head in.
Most of them do.
Yeah, Argonians are named after their traits that are very common.
Okay.
Have you been in this place long?
Like
We arrived
days.
this morning.
4
No,
days.
Vivec.
Oh,
Vivec.
Vivec, like an hour, probably less.
Great city for people big and small. You come with me, yes?
Wait, where are we going?
To safety, away from ordinators who kill you for fun.
Can I... Do I trust this person?
What's the insight? Is it perception?
Do you
for
trust this
insight?
person?
Yeah,
Yeah,
insight.
perception.
Yeah, I would also like to, because it's like, oh yeah, wait a minute, where are you doing? Are we about to get our kidney stolen?
My heart tells me I want to trust this
Okay.
person. I just don't know if Azahari trusts this person. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I got 2. Those 3 don't.
3 successes.
1.
The two of you are a bit unsure. What did you get?
4? 3 or 4?
You're pretty sure they're being sincere. They're just
Yeah, cool.
a weirdly curious creature.
I'll follow.
Come. Yes.
All right.
I take you away from nasty people. Come.
And they just start padding.
I follow cautiously.
And they lead you onto a canton you didn't cross before.
Mm-hmm.
So they lead you onto the St. Olms canton.
Mm-hmm.
And they keep heading north.
So, you are new to Vivec. What have you seen and done in this wonderful city that makes you wish to leave it?
Well, we were just here to pick up some healing, which we've done,
Ah, yes.
and then we're going on our way.
Why not stay in Vivec?
Because we have a deadline to meet.
But Vivec is good place.
Well, maybe we'll come back.
Why?
Yeah.
Vivec give home to those who have no home, like me. But head in.
Aw.
I don't trust this guy.
I live here.
And points in the St. Olm's Canton. Points down, actually, in St. Olm's Canton.
They give me free place to live.
That's nice of them.
Why?
Because temple houses those who cannot house themselves.
But what do they seek to benefit?
People like them.
They give grace and charity, because that is what the god Vivec says they should do.
Oh, Vivec's the god.
Yes, Vivec lives over there and points to the south in the big palace.
Sure, it's that statue, probably.
Do you know stories of Vivec?
Not really.
See this rock?
And points up at the sky.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. I mean, we don't have a lot of time, but I'm curious about that. Like, is
Do-
levitate spell?
Do Outlanders know Dagoth? Do you know the Daedra? Yes, that's the one.
No, Daedra, you know, Sheogorath and Dremora and all those sort of scamps.
Yes.
You general knowledge check, sure. Challenge level's only 2.
Yeah.
Cool.
One of the nasty ones threw rock at Vivec,
Heh.
and God stopped it in the sky. Yes, very good.
Really?
He holds it. Have you seen a rock float without magic?
Well, not without magic. There surely must be magic holding that thing up.
What magic you see that hold that in the sky? You see magic that strong?
Well, not personally.
Vivec stopped that rock.
Interesting. Most gods, you know, stay in the god place.
And they're walking with you, heading north while they're talking.
They must have quite an arm to throw that rock. I imagine it's a big rock.
It's a big rock.
Like
It's
yeah.
like a comet suspended in the sky with
Yeah.
like it has buildings like a railing around it. It seems to be used for something.
Right.
How do you get up there?
I believe you fly.
Well, that makes sense.
You know flying is illegal.
Is it?
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a ban on levitation passed in imperial provinces
Oh,
like
is that the
6 years
uni-
before. But
Universe excuse.
But in Morrowind, they disobeyed it. But it was well, they don't need to because it's not actually bound. It's a province that's aligned with the Imperials, not actually controlled by the Empire.
Is that the in-universe excuse for
Yep.
when Levitate disappeared?
Yeah, the levitate was banned like 6 years before the events of Morrowind by
I
the.
still know. It's like, oh yeah, so you're still allowed to do that here.
Yes?
Oh, that's cool.
Let's head in. What is your trade? What do you do?
Well, I go to people in Vivec who look like they may be stupid or lost, and
I stop.
then I give them the help that the temple give me.
Oh, that's
Sometimes
nice.
they are nice and give me coin.
Did you call Azahari stupid?
No, I think he called us lost.
Sometimes people stupid, sometimes people lost, sometimes people angry. Not all the same at the same time. Azahari saw you as lost and grumpy.
My name's Azahari.
I always do that.
Butts-headed.
Butts head in sees you as lost and grumpy.
I think I am not the stupid one.
No, you do have resting grumpy cat faces.
They look vacant when you say that.
I was just kidding because you said funny. Anyway, I'll continue to follow, but
Yes.
Yeah.
So sometimes they give me coin, but if they don't, the temple feeds me, so it's good.
That's nice.
Now you want to see good things in Vivec?
We'd like to see the dock.
That is north, but first, look.
And points and as you cross across the cantina towards. Did you see a big sign that says arena on all these banners? They're like the Vivec Arena.
Oh, that's cool.
Do
I
you-
like being alive.
Do you wish to see a show?
No, we don't have time.
Azahari nods.
Why you don't have time? What's so pressing?
We have a job that we've had to do that's got a deadline, and we'd really like to do well on this job.
How long you have before deadline?
Not very long. I'm not sure how long the trip is there.
Where you go?
we have a meeting with the Telvanni in
Telbanora.
Telbanora.
Ooh. I know nothing of this meeting.
I hope not. No
Oh.
offense.
Then, oh yes. Well, Telbanora, that is, I talked to people before they go there. It's only an afternoon journey on boat.
And how long is the show?
There are 20 minutes? I do not know. Catch the
30
sights and sounds of this town.
Right.
What's showing?
I do not know. That is the fun.
I'm invested.
Cool.
All right.
And
I'm
that-
begrudging.
Yeah, I roll my eyes, but I keep going.
and
Uncultured.
I have a silence spell at the ready
okay.
for no reason.
Butts head in leads the way into the arena. There is a crier at the entrance who is saying,
Being a crier as a dumb
this isn't a Dunmer. And they're saying, a free show sponsored by the generous patronage of House Lalu. Come one, come all to the free showing.
Well, can't argue with a free show.
Enter as we see the horror of Castle Shea. The Mornhold players are visiting from the capital. Come, come.
All right.
And you enter in, and there are a whole bunch of people looking down. And you can gather around and, I guess, sort of watch. Looking down, and it's a play. There's a play going down right as you look down. I'm gonna, no, thank you. What's your name?
Anara, Sergio.
From deep within.
Anara, when did your master leave Skathanund?
More than a foot. You go back to, there's just a play. It's literally just a play.
Are people super invested in the
Yeah,
play?
it's like
I'm invested.
it's like 40 people.
I'd like to pickpocket people.
Make a sleight of hand check. Destiny roll for if ordinators are present.
Can I be
5
stealthy
minutes
about it?
without-
It's a 4. Sleight of hand incorporates stealthiness.
Okay.
Can I make a perception check to attempt to intervene?
Do you?
You can perception check. You can perception check. You can perception check.
I got 1. No, I'm interested in the play.
Cool.
Yeah. I look around and notice that Azahari's gone, and
Did-
I just sigh.
Oh, you just don't do anything?
I'm just like, oh god, here we go again.
I'm
If
interested.
anyone catches me, I'm just going to attempt to persuade them that they've dropped something and be like, oh,
Cool.
you dropped this.
Make a perception check for the actual patrons.
What?
So you rob 5 drakes, 10, 15. Hand
God damn it.
slips into a pocket, and a noble spins around and catches you in the act. Gods, a thief! A thief and an unsanctioned one at that!
Are all the coins in my
The
hand?
play just screeches to a halt
Are
at
all my
this shout.
coins in my hand?
You've got the coins you just pinched from them, and like rah rah.
I assume we hear this?
You hear thief, thief, and
How-
like everyone goes quiet.
How much is in my hand?
You have a purse that is heavy.
I give it to the noble and say, like, you saw nothing.
And they just looking at you and like, I saw everything, thief!
I bolt out of there.
And an ordinator is already on you. I destiny rolled and got a 4 for are there ordinators here, and then they beat you, and they were watching you for a little bit of time.
Rolled a 4 and they...
That's really bad for you, a 4.
Oh, okay. I thought for them. I'm like, then how is there 4 of them?
No,
Yeah,
there's
okay.
not 4 of them. There's ordinators in the arena, and
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
them is chasing you.
Yeah, I run.
And you guys see
I have
this.
+1 endurance.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Invisibility, paralysis. Invisibility.
And yeah, an ordinator begins to chase you.
I just go as fast as I
Make
can.
an athletics check.
Just picturing the Benny Hill theme.
And are you still holding the purse?
No, I gave it to the guy.
I'm going to give you the opportunity to, like, as you started to hand it back, you're like, you saw nothing. And they're
Yeah.
just like, I saw everything. You could have just ran with it, or you could have given it back. I'm going to give you that last ditch option to have like dropped it?
I
Or
have
kept
to
running?
take it. I'm a
Okay,
maniac.
cool.
No, it's fine.
So what did you get for athletics?
2.
And
He catches me.
you,
Catches up to me.
you run and round a corner. Which direction are you heading in? How are you trying to
I
run?
cannot navigate this place. I rolled a 2, so I just tried. I look for land, and I just
you're
that's
just
where
running
I'm
north.
trying to go.
And shortly after, an ordinator catches you and like cuts you off, and you have to turn on your dime to like not get away. And you pull, and you're pushed back into a into like a doorway frame with a door behind you. And an ordinator pulls his mace and just says, "Thief in this city, it's jail for you. Or are you going to resist?"
I won't resist.
What are you two doing?
There's a door behind?
Yeah, what are you two doing?
Can I run after Azahari?
Yeah, so you sprint after.
No,
Make an athletics
no.
check. Remember, Azahari has the skooma.
Oh, God, no.
God damn it, I was going to get that offer.
2.
2. Okay, you're a bit far behind. Are you chasing?
Yeah.
Okay, so you sprint out and start chasing.
There you go.
Make an athletics check.
God damn.
There's a door behind me.
Yep.
I'm actually not going to say anything as they're talking.
1, 2, 3.
Wow,
How
that-
is this the
3.
best
So
roll?
you sprint ahead and you are closer, but there's still a round of interaction occurring.
Is the locked door is it open behind me?
God.
The door.
It's open.
I open it and turn around and run through.
All right, so that's he says resisting, and it's combat.
Okay.
All right. So, how what you have higher reflexes? I'm assuming.
1.
So he does. He has lower reflexes. He's making a regular attack against you, so you can now declare what you're doing.
So I want to get through that door as fast as possible.
But in terms of combat,
I guess defense.
so you're going full defense. You get 2 extra dice, but you can't get victory levels.
Okay, great. I don't know how this works because it's unarmed. Is it unarmed?
It's just what's your skill?
My skill for what?
Combat.
That would be your unarmed.
8.
8 is your dice.
Is that before you add the defense or including the defense?
Not including defense.
Jesus.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Can I have a look?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You should. That's
So it should be 5 base 3 plus attributes plus what's your combat skill in unarmed?
3.
So 7. And then you have, I think I gave you something for Khajiit Claws.
Yeah, that's so it made it 8.
So it's +1. So you have 8. So you have 10 dice to roll because you have +2 for defense.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6 successes. The Ordinator swings their mace.
their big ass ebony mace. Should have returned it to
But
disarm.
they roll like me, so that's good. They get 4 successes. Your defense, you like duck and slink and pull the door open, and they just
Great.
start to chase through.
Should have aimed for disarm so you can be like, thanks, and keep running.
I don't have time to close the door. They're already in the door.
No, they're literally keeping with you.
Keep running.
All right, so you continue to run. You're just randomly running into the wasteworks of the arena. The 2 of you.
Do I see this happening? Am I close?
You get around the corner and you see that happening. Ferdinand is close enough to be catching up.
Okay.
Cool. What are you going to
Should I
do?
go first?
Keep chasing?
Yeah, without saying anything, like, well, yeah, just. God damn!
You see this ebony mace come down, and you hear this crack, and splinters of wood explode as their mace just breaks the top corner of the door off in a swing, and then they like throw it back against the wall and just charge into this thing.
God damn Khajiit! God's damn Khajiit.
While running, I remember the boat lady. I want to try and get to her as soon as possible.
You
the
have
wasteworks.
no idea where you are.
I know that I'm probably not going to reach her, but that's my goal, is to try and find her and get on her boat and go. If I can get the advantage and get ahead of these people.
Okay.
You're in the
Cool.
wasteworks.
Could run for a long time. I've got extra endurance from praying to a god. Never know.
That's true. I forgot about that.
as you start to run, so you two chasing.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm
So
still-
there's a moment of sprinting. You burst into the wasteworks. You're running down a corridor.
If I see these two, by the way, I want to know that I see them. While I'm
Make a
running.
perception check.
Okay.
Challenge level 3. It's very, very intense.
Yeah. 2.
2. You don't. Now make an athletics check against to see if you make distance on the ordinator. Challenge level 3. 1 success. Okie dokie. I'm going to get you to make an endurance check against. So they as they catch you, they actually put their free hand out towards you. And Ferdinand, who's the closest, as their arm stretches out, you see this like weave of green, like smog magic just swirl around their hand and towards their hand.
I think that's actually illusion as well.
2,
Weird.
2 is what you're trying to beat with endurance.
1, 2, 3,
And the magic
4.
flows around you, but the blessing of a god seems to stop it from taking effect. And this turn, we are avoiding a combat round, and you can keep running.
Yeah. Acrobatics.
Unless you want to turn and fight, then obviously you can.
No,
turn and
I
fight.
want to keep
We
running.
see Azahari.
You are all in the same corridor now. Azahari's like 20 meters ahead of you with an
I-
ordinator on her tail.
With my sleight of hand, or somehow, am I able to take the package off of me and like
Yeah, I was gonna say,
slide it
can I-
across
can I, like-
without the ordinator?
You can attempt to.
Yeah,
you can make a
that's my
sleight of
goal.
hand check.
Yep.
Cool.
Plan B, which was my plan, was I'm going to attempt to rugby tackle Azahari. At the earliest amount, if I catch up.
Well, there's an ordinator between you in a narrow corridor at this stage. That would be pretty hard. So sleight of hand
sleight of hand?
check. Yep.
1,
3
2, 3.
successes. So you slip, you like try and slide the package across the room.
Mm-hmm.
The ordinator gets 4 successes.
What did you get? 3.
3.
Their foot drops down and slams onto the corner of like a bit of cloth fabric that as this thing is going to slide across the room, and they stop it immediately in its tracks. And rather than instantly chasing you, which does give you the edge, and I'm going to give you advantage on your next athletics check, they bend down and grab it.
Well, I was going to say that's mine, but I'm going to wait to see what he does with the package before I
Cool,
implicate
so-
it.
I keep.
What do you do?
I keep.
Athletics
running.
check. You have advantage on this roll.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics for running. This is just sprinting. If you want to get acrobatic, you'd need to be somewhere where you can be acrobatic, like
No,
the
that's
edge
fine,
of a
that's fine,
canton.
That's fine.
You went into the canton. So
Yeah, if you jumped
you're
off the bloody, if you.
With advantage.
So
matter.
3 successes.
What does he do with the package? Does he just
there
pick it up
just
and
one
hold
of
it, or is he looking into it?
You start running off. You two are there. He looks at. He's kind of appraising everything, and in that he wants to get that next bit of information. So rather than attacking for this turn, he does continue to follow you, but he doesn't make any attacks or cast any spells this turn. But he does rip open the top of the package and reveals the top of skooma bottles.
Can I like tackle him and try and get the package? Is there just one of them?
You can enter combat with him if you want to. There is just one ordinator.
It's like illegal, isn't it? The
Yeah.
skooma, yeah.
But so far, according to him, you're not associated with this at all. He's chasing a Khajiit who was stealing and has skooma.
But we still need the skooma to.
Yeah.
Well, you need a
go around
gift.
meeting.
You need a gift.
So
And-
is there just one of him? Or
Can I
is there like
cast
a few?
spells on objects?
It depends on the spell.
Like, could I cast invisibility on the skooma bottles before he sees them?
Probably at touch. At touch.
What if I casted an area invisibility spell and just did everything invisible?
I don't know that. I don't think it's likely to work. That's extreme. Based on Morrowind's spell system, that would be area spells with big areas are like absurdly low cast chance. Look, you can try. It's just going to be really low chance to succeed.
Nah.
So you're running.
Would've been
Which way are you
cool.
running? Destiny roll.
It's a corridor, isn't it?
18 destiny roll.
Oh my god, that was almost a 4.
You're running straight down a corridor.
Yep.
The ordinator is momentarily distracted, and
Yep.
to your right is part of the wasteworks, and you see an Argonian head push out of the corner
Oh my god, I jumped straight at them and go into the room.
and go, down is safer.
Oh, okay.
And then
Is it
start
Butts
running.
head in?
It's Butts head
It's
in.
Bud's head in.
And that
Yep.
Butts head in starts running with you,
Great.
heading down.
Great.
and says, usually these sorts of people are very nice to butts head in, right? Very nice indeed, after I get you to safety.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Yes.
Come.
Yes.
Now, what are you two doing?
Having a mild panic attack, honestly.
Okay.
Just because I was going to go like, that's my package. Then he opened it and there's skewer, and he's seen the skewer, and I'm like, well, that plan's not going to work.
I'm still running behind this guy.
Yep.
Can I like bulldoze him with my shield?
You can attack him, but you're aware that that will be attacking an Ordinator, who are the elite guards of Vivec. So at this stage, he's not hostile towards you.
You can
So-
also attempt to just run around him.
You
No,
can
I wanna
attack
get
him.
the scuba.
And here's the thing. You guys might be able to beat him as well.
Yeah.
He's
I would-
alone currently.
I don't want
have
to
a
kill him. I just want to like
I have
knock
a
him down and grab the
different
castle
plan.
What's your plan?
My plan is to walk up to him and go, you go catch that
Well,
damn
you have
fish."
no time to communicate this plan. So if you want to do that, you have to overtly do it.
I
You
run
can't
up to-
magically, telepathically communicate.
I run up to him, holding my hands out, and go, I'll take that contraband to another Ordinator. You catch that damn Khajiit.
Because you are technically ahead, because he was faster with his
Yeah.
athletics.
So I would like to run up to the Ordinator and go, and like, just really quickly process that he's stopped to pick up this package and just like, I'll get that package to another Ordinator. You catch that damn Khajiit.
What do you say?
That's-
What you
hear me
Astrid.
just shout this.
So that's being said while you act. What's Astrid do?
I don't think that's gonna work.
So what do you
You're
do?
an outlander.
You get to act. You don't. You can say I don't think that's going to
Not
work.
Ordinator, because I don't know that's called an
Yeah, you
Ordinator.
would call him a
Yeah.
guard. What do you do?
I still go to bulldoze him.
Okay,
While he's
so
distracted
so
with
you go
Ferdinand.
for the charge.
Yeah, I'm still charging at him.
Persuasion check.
Whoa.
They get
Oh,
I
one.
will
One.
spend a destiny.
You spend a destiny point. They're momentarily confused and off balance as they are bull rushed. Make a combat roll with. Did you take shield?
Shield
Yeah, I got
Maiden,
Shield
yeah.
Maiden.
Okay.
It's three.
What's that? Is that
So you have three,
plus
and then
3 plus 1? Is it plus 3?
Well, if you're just attacking with your shield,
7.
7?
Yeah.
cool. So 7 dice, and you are. I'm going to say you're charging, so you get +1 dice, and I'm going to say he's off balance, so you get another +2 dice.
Heck yeah!
But
Knock him out.
this Ordinator being off balance and confused, I'm going to say that for this turn, he is effectively going to be making a defensive roll, but I'm not giving him a bonus.
Okay.
So he's just getting a flat because he's completely staggered.
So I'm just sitting here with my hands out like, I will help you catch the Khajiit, and then dish.
And then a Nord just goes with a shield straight through. And I'm going to say officially at this moment, he is no longer thinking about the Khajiit who is running away from him, but you don't realize that.
Yeah.
All right, so you are chasing
Ooh. Oh.
2 successes.
Wow.
My dice, my dudes,
You
my
got
dice
this.
are so funny.
You got this.
2 successes. This is why I'm a forever GM, because it's funny to roll poorly
I
when
think
you're
you're
the
the-
antagonist.
when you're the
Or something.
protagonist.
When you're the protagonist, it's
1, 2, 3.
3.
3 successes. So you get a level 1 victory on him.
Okay.
So you can choose your level 1 victory results, which are, as Lachlan will read out.
You can either do a minor injury, or you can enter close combat, which basically means that neither of you can really use your weapons well. But I think it allows you to get in and attempt grapples and stuff.
Can I just do like a minor injury? Like I just knock him over a bit?
Is Stagger not? Stagger should be
Stagger
on
should
that.
be- I thought
Stagger's a
Stagger-
level 1.
yeah, Stagger
Stagger
as
means
well.
he has -2 dice on his next roll.
But
So
it
they're your
doesn't-
3
But
options.
it's not a permanent injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just stagger him.
And he's you know
Can I-
what?
can I
I'm gonna
with my
make it a
other
moot. I'm
hand
gonna make
try
it a
and,
moot point. You smash into him, and as he's momentarily about to be staggered, he like grounds his back heel in and pushes back into you, and it's just like an immovable object meeting an unstoppable force. He uses his 1 point of strength to counteract your victory level, and you are just stalemated. And he turns his attention to face the Nord that just bull rushed
And
in.
I'm still holding my hands out there, just like, you can't fight while holding a package of contraband.
He's got a package under one arm and a mace.
He's still got the package.
Well, I'm still sitting
Yeah.
there to
I thought he
attempt to
dropped
be.
No, if he got a higher level and beaten him, of course he would have. But because he managed, you only got
Yeah.
1 extra success, and he countered it with strength.
Still got my hands out to be like, oh shit.
You
and,
can
like,
always use Destiny to pump those victory levels up.
Yeah, can I do that?
Okay, so
Would
you'd
he-
like to
would he
spend a
drop it
Destiny.
if I use a Destiny?
You'd need
Like-
to. I'd say you'd need to knock him prone to make him drop it, which is like a level 3 victory.
Yeah, that would be all of your destiny points.
Yeah, so it's probably potentially going to be too much of an investment.
Okay. I don't.
Oh, well, actually, no. Level 2 victory is disarm. So that'd be 2 destiny points if he cancels.
Okay, I'll allow that. Level 2
So
victory
you'd have
rather
to
than
spend 2 destiny points, and then you can disarm him.
Is that? Because I got level 1. So to go from level 1 to level 2, I have to.
you have to go from level 1 to level 3 because he's going to use his strength to cancel 1 point.
Ah, okay.
So you'd have to spend 2 destiny points. Or you can just go like...
You're keeping them? All right. So there's a butt of stalemate. You are led, as Ahara, you are led down for another like 6 seconds of sprinting as a hatch is opened in the ground and there's a ladder that leads down to the lower waste works. Actually, I think this part's the canal works. Canal works. You're led into the canal works. So that's stairs. It's stairs to the canal works and then a hatch to the underworks. So you are now in the canal works with Butt's head in. And can I get you to make a perception check as you run?
Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
As you run, curiosity gets the cat and you pull the purse string on the thing and just pop the top open and look down into it. Yeah. And it was heavy, but there's no gold in there. And as you look into the top of it, you see what appears to be a half dozen pearls and an emerald and a ruby in a bag.
Damn, this is not gold.
You as a thief know that on the market, resale market, is worth at least 500 drakes.
Is that worth more than the skooma that we had?
No,
We use that
500 a bottle.
Yeah, skooma is...
okay.
It's because it's super...
But it's a good haul to pinch that off a noble. That's like a good... That's a pickpocket's dream to get away with that.
Right.
So,
Get away with
meanwhile, the two of you upstairs, the ordinator
Yep.
is in league with a thief then, and just attacks you and swings their mace.
Okay.
And ignores you completely. You're just standing there like a stunned citizen.
Just staring at like...
Alright.
I'm going to make a perception check for our friend, who still gets 2 successes, and says,
Go down. Go down, find hatch, go down ladder. Ordinators don't go down there. I'll meet you soon. You wait. I find your friends.
cool.
I do exactly as she says.
It's a girl.
Says, yeah.
I don't want to kill him. I just want to like knock him out a bit. Can I like hit him with my shield in the head with my but use my ice magic to like assist or something?
You
Or
can.
maybe I could like.
I'm gonna
freeze
say
it
I'm
or
just
something, like.
he is attacking you violently and overtly with a mace.
Okay.
You can choose what to do like non-lethal damage after you fight, but you're in your gut instinct is telling you that like you need to fight. And I'm just gonna let you roll with your axe. If you get the right results, you can flavor it as like bashing with a shield or whatever. But I don't want you to get like penalties for using because you're gonna need your dice. Combat roll. Yeah, combat roll. You are fighting. You have higher reflexes, so they declare first. They just declare an attack. But you're pretty limited in your options, especially if Ferdinand's not helping you. So it's pretty much all you can do is attack.
Okay.
Can I assist with persuasion?
You'd like to use your frost thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that reset every day or something?
What spells?
It's every day it
Illusion or-
resets. And I said it would be a custom
paralyze, I
effect.
could
So
count, but
we're going to ignore it until
Until
you get
the
an
results.
effect,
Okay.
and then we'll play with
Can I
it.
assist with persuasion?
No. Just flat no. He's a holy warrior who's now fighting. You
fair
could
enough.
and you rolled 1 on your previous. So as far as he is concerned, you are the biggest wallflower he has ever seen, and you could say anything and he'd just ignore it.
Could you at least like try and grab the bag?
You are looking.
Holy crap!
You are looking at 6 successes from the ordinator.
God damn it.
He didn't get minus for last time?
He didn't get.
Oh, he got staggered.
He didn't get staggered because he used his strength to counter. it.
Oh, right. Okay.
So you're
So he didn't get.
no, because he cancelled it with his strength.
Ah, okay. Damn it. Okay.
But you have what 8 dice, 7 with an axe plus
Nice.
1 plus 1 for your axe. So you have 8 dice.
Okay. Still not looking.
It's not looking great.
You might have to use your
So I'm
dice.
at- but-
I'm gonna use a destiny point.
To give yourself advantage?
Yeah.
Okay, so you now succeed on 3s and up. So there's two ways to do
Oh, okay,
Destiny.
yeah.
So one of them is you can make 3 successes, but
Yeah.
you have to declare that before you roll.
Yeah.
The other one is you can add a win per Destiny after you roll.
I find that if you're rolling with more dice, advantage is better. If you're rolling less dice,
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
If you want me to get nerdy on math, as long as you're rolling 7 or more dice, advantage is statistically better.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, there's like a
I
whole
see.
statistics are fickle with probability with
there's
dice
a
games.
similar thing with Shadowrun because you can do it before or after. But with
Okay.
Shadowrun, it makes 6s
luck.
burst.
I declare
Okay,
Destiny point.
you spend a Destiny and have advantage. You'd be trying to beat 6.
you can do it. Oh,
no.
So you get
3, 4.
4 thanks to the Destiny. So you have 4 successes. What is your strength?
1, but you also
got a
have
point,
3
Sean.
points of armor.
So I'm going to allow your frost burst. So that's why I said it's going to be situational. As
Okay.
this fight happens, I'm going to allow your frost burst. If you want to spend it defensively
Yeah.
to cancel you can basically like make a frost shield for this turn and it will like shatter and explode ice when his mace hits and just cancel the combat round effectively. So you won't get hurt. He won't get victory levels against you. You can use it offensively, but that's what I'm offering in this instance.
What did he go? He got 6.
He has a level 2 victory on you currently. You could downgrade it with strength and just take a hit on your armor, which would also be fine.
So
have-
what would that
The
be?
problem
That'd be
is you have 2 choices. You can one, not do a downgrade with strength.
Yeah.
Then he just hits you. If he chooses to deal damage to you, you can negate it with armor, but you don't know. You have to choose whether you're downgrading with strength first before you know if he's going to hurt you, or because he might just like stagger you or disarm you, which in that case, whereas strength drops the level, so he might not be able to choose disarm because he has a level 2 victory. So if you make it a level 1 victory, he can't choose disarm. But if you don't use your strength, like he might disarm. You have no idea what I'm going to choose. So
Okay.
that's the balance. That's the decision making.
I still don't really know what to do.
I'd say take the strength and
Yeah.
make it a minor.
Okay.
What's
So
the
you
chances
drop
we
it
get
to a
into
level
another
1
combat?
victory.
What was that, sorry?
What's
So
the
you drop it
chances
to a
we get
level
into
1
another
victory?
combat?
Yeah, well, we'll see
Alright.
what happens next turn, I guess.
Are you going to use your ice? If you probably don't need to, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I kind of want to save it.
Yeah.
He just smacks you.
Okay.
You can take a level 1 injury, but you have how much armor?
3.
So you can, for this combat, you now have 2 armor remaining and you take no damage. And we go to the next round. Ferdinand, are you intervening?
Can
Please.
I draw my sword and then like try to pretend to attack Astrid, but basically just get my sword in there and just be a pain in the ass and make it difficult for everyone? Does that make sense?
It
Like a
makes
distraction
sense.
almost.
I'm going to get you to
Like,
make
Way
a.
of the drunken master style.
I'm going to get you to make
bumbling idiot.
It's like a performance. I'll go deception. And you're chasing 3. So you need to beat 3. You do not beat 3.
Oofed.
Is
So
that 2?
You get 2, but
So
you need
if
to
I'm-
get 4. Oh no! If you get 3, you can force a re-roll. So if you're tied, you re-roll, but if it's a 4, you win.
I will tie it.
Okay. It's the longest combat I've ever had.
I'm so sorry.
You will be.
Hey, I'm glad
The fact that you got
I
away,
fully statted out ordinators for
Yeah, I was
Cogent Roleplay. If anyone wants to know what an ordinator in Cogent Roleplay looks like, I can show you the stats after.
I'll
the
go
game.
first this time.
Yeah.
Just 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yay.
Yeah, take that.
Three. All right. So that means with that distraction, I'm going to say that he is -2 dice for this round.
But it looks like I'm trying to help
And he's
him.
not fighting you at all.
So just busting the back. Ha
Cool. But you managed to just make him and he says, he's like, get out of the way, Kona! And he just attacks you again, but only with 8 dice this turn.
Only.
Only.
Well, you've got 8
Come on,
dice.
butts headed. We can do it.
And he gets 4 successes.
Well, that's actually not that bad. You could do that.
So I've still got 8 dice.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I just do the same and try.
Cool.
You get like a 60% chance to mention. So that's.
Please.
Oh my gosh.
1 success.
I should have kept my mouth shut.
The mace swings down and it's in a violent arc towards you. You have used your strength, so all you have left is armor, or you can expend your burst to cancel this round of
That's my ice.
with your ice
Can
thing.
I do that, please?
Cool. So
Ice shield.
in a Nordic shout, you just sort of like, "Hurrah!" and like frost magic of your ancestor encases your shield, and this ebony mace hits it, and it just explodes, and shards of this ice explode out, hit the wall, but because they're magical, like as they hit the wall and would fall down and then like melt into a puddle, they just fall down and they just disappear into vapor, and then it's all vanishes.
Can I, like, in a moment of fear, bump into the Ordinator and attempt to get him to drop the package as a result of this icy burst?
This guy is so far above you in terms of what you're doing that you're fully taking all your effort for that turn to like do your flailing fighting. You can't do multiple things with your sort of one action.
Yeah,
the end
fair
of this sort of round, a Argonian head pops around the corner and says, "Ooh, this looks spicy violent. Poke's head in, friends. Usually follow for Poke's head in. Butt's head in. Butt's head in, friends. Usually follow Butt's head in." It's the sister of Butt's head in. There's a whole Poke's head in is the sister
She's
of
just
Butt's
like a
head in.
peeper.
Yeah. And then like makes eyes at you. All right, what do you two do next round of combat? You've got higher reflexes.
I don't. I have no reflexes.
Well, you've got the same reflexes then.
Can I just?
I'm still going to give it to you as higher reflexes because they're wearing armor, so it's slowing them down marginally.
Do you get a
So they declare first. They're just attacking you.
Can I just defend this round?
Yeah, and are you going to
leave
attempt to escape or just stay and defend?
Do you get a negative for leaving combat?
No.
No. Oh, okay.
You have to attempt to leave close combat, but this isn't close combat.
Oh, okay.
So you can kind of like try and duck and weave and shield up and then slink off, and then it will be athletics checks to run away.
Can I attempt to like defend and also grab at the parcel?
No.
No. Okay.
Can I attempt to bumble into the parcel?
Make a perception check.
Just to find out if I can attempt to?
No, I'll tell you what it's for, depending on one success.
One.
Sure, you have no reason not to think that will go badly. It was more a general disposition check on what this guy might do if someone were to do that. Like, I'll give you for free. This guy is extremely good at his job, and in this scenario, your actions at this point are extremely suspicious, but not yet enough to cause him to overtly like think you're definitely acting with them. But he's not like completely oblivious to what you're doing. So if you do that, he'll be like, "Okay, you're a thief." He'll immediately be like,
Right.
any attempt to hinder him.
I would like to sheathe my weapon
Yep.
and then flee in terror at this Nord's ice magic crap.
Cool.
Just in the other direction of the corridor.
So you running away from
Direct
so you're
fire!
not heading towards Butt's head in?
No,
Okay. Cool.
because I might have a terrible sense of direction, but I at least probably remember how I got in here.
Okay.
So I will head out the normal way.
Full
so that
defensive roll.
Someone's not suspicious.
Is Astrid running away from running towards Butt's head in?
Yes.
All right,
Now that I've been abandoned.
You have
by
been
two
completely
friends.
abandoned.
I'm sorry.
And
the
you
ones who caused this trouble in the first place.
I'm so sorry.
and the Ordinator gets 6 successes. You have 10 dice to roll with
Oh,
because you're playing full defensive.
Okay. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6
Seven,
successes. So
seven,
you
seven.
stalemate with him, which means you actually like dodge, weave around, get around him because you're on the other side, and actually can start to slink away. So let's make an athletics check as you run. As Butt's head in is like, "Let's go, let's go."
Okay. I've only got 4.
He's got 7.
I can't make someone fall over with
Trying to
illusion
chase
magic.
3. 2. Which means that you are running from him, but he's going to continually be fighting you. So you are still in combat as you go. So you're gone. We're just ignoring you now.
Okay.
He doesn't chase you and you slink away, and we'll deal with that in a minute. So let's get through this combat. So you're going to continue to run. You're close to the so the canal works. So it's just another round of combat, basically seeing if he effectively hits you as you continue to escape. He's just swinging his mace left to
Oh my
right.
gosh.
That is 7 successes.
No one's gonna help me out.
No,
Okay.
you're now fully
I'm just-
abandoned.
Oh, isn't Butt's head in?
Yeah, but they're
a
just
little bit-
running.
Yeah.
So is it a combat roll?
Yep. So you get your 10 dice again if you're being fully defensive, which I'm assuming you are.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Now, would you like to Destiny preemptively to give yourself advantage, or no?
Please, yes,
Okay, so you
I'd
spend a
like-
destiny. Now 3s and upper successes.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He got 7. So a level 1 victory. He again attempts to injure you, and once again it like smacks into your armor and blocks. You now have 1 armor point remaining. And then it's another athletics check. Chasing 2.
Surely I can do this.
You get 2.
Yeah, nice.
Which means you're at match speed. You do not get away. It is still a turn of combat. So once again, 10 dice versus 10 dice.
Okay.
This time he only gets 3 successes.
Oh, please.
Oh,
Surely.
do you want to use your destiny or not? I'm not going to say you should.
With 3, I
No.
wouldn't.
No.
Especially seeing as you can't get. If you weren't defensive, then maybe.
Right.
2.
1, 2, 3,
4. Okay, so you don't take any damage. At this point, you burst into the canal works and are like now dashing across. You run down some stairs, and ahead of you, butts head in, pulls a hatch open, a trap door, and there's going to be the guy's got like one more opportunity to basically attempt to keep up with you. So we'll do one more athletics check, and after this, with 2 successes. So if you get 3 or higher, he won't get to fight you because you have pulled ahead. 2. So there's one more turn of combat, and then you're going to be at the trapdoor and
Two.
potentially diving down into the thing. So you are trying to look at 5 successes. And that's statistics. Should be okay.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll.
Cool.
1, 2, 3.
5. So again, just you blast some blocks off your shield, and you reach the trapdoor. Do you enter?
Yes.
Cool.
Definitely.
Butt's head in is already clambered down. Now, Azahari, are you
I'm where
waiting
she-
at the bottom?
No, I'm where she told me.
Which was to wait at the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
You are
yeah,
now in a
I will.
sewer. And as Astrid rapidly clambers down, the Ordinator follows behind. And Butts head in says, the shiny ones don't like it in here, so swim time, and then dives into the water.
I jump in.
Astrid,
Do I jump in the water as well?
your choice.
Yeah, I swim.
You dive in the water.
Yeah.
And as you all splash into the water, the Ordinator stops and looks down. It's kind of like this. It smells a bit down here. It's like canal work. So it's kind of like Florence, where the water from outside is. So it's not like it's a sewer.
Yeah.
But this is also where the sewage goes. So it's a little bit of a mix. It's not nearly as disgusting as an open sewer.
Is what I would say. Like, it's pretty nice for a sewer system.
Yeah, there's still
Good
definitely
for a sewer.
some floating things you want to
Rats and
dodge
stuff.
and
Yeah,
giant
Definitely
rats. But it's not as bad as just jumping into like flat sewage. And he stops. But now you two swim checks. The Argonian doesn't need to make one.
Of course.
3 successes.
That's impressive for the cat.
What do I need? Like, is just.
You've put points into swim, so I'm going to say 2.
Yep.
2 successes, and both of you begin to swim as Butts head in leads you through the underworks.
Before I jump in, I make sure that purse is like super secure as well.
And at this point, we're going to just have to say that we're going to pick it up next episode. Thank you for watching,
Yeah.
everyone. It's been a long one. This one's actually like 2 hours long. But that
Yeah.
fight went on for ages.
Sorry.
So, hey,
Thanks
next
for your
episode,
help.
let's see if our team can finish the job and successfully
We've lost our
work as
schooner
agents.
now.
You have
I
lost
have
your
an idea.
schooner.
Okay.
Oh, well, I can't wait to hear it in the next episode.
Yeah, you'll have to wait and see.
Thank you to our patrons. Holy moly.
They.
Professor X.
Professor Yellheadress?
Inferno Shadows.
AJ Macy.
Tickle duck.
Time blink. That was awful. That's a new height. You're a monster. Amazing. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're indulging me and letting me play in my Morrowind setting.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
I'm loving it.
Awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying it. All right, everyone. That is. We'll see you next week for more Morrowind.
Bye.